Hello, everybody. This is Sandra Pelly, the Sandini, the keeper of the inner dragon flame, as well as the galactic shaman. And I'm very excited to have here today Susan Kennard. She is a beautiful, beautiful soul that I've met some time ago, and I've been watching and playing in the energy of her beautiful offerings.
Oh,
Susan helps people awaken to the truth that they are souls having a human experience, heal deep trauma and step into their true soul mission. Susan, I'd love to hear just a little bit first about what that's all about, if you don't mind, please.
sure. I thank you anyway for inviting me on this, Sandra. Thank you. It's lovely to be here. Really, what it is about is that my mission is to help people align to their mission. And how that happens is what shows up in our field. So it could be a physical dis-ease, it could be a money situation, it could be relationships, it could be, just feeling really stuck in your life, whatever it might be. I know that that's pointing towards being slightly out of alignment with your pure mission. And I have a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor and I don't claim to heal or cure. However, I am trained in metaphysics and neuropsychology and so on. So I have that kind of background of understanding about the body and the way it works, the science side of it. So I can speak to it. But yeah, really, that's what it's about. It's about understanding that everything that shows up is really pointing towards the fact that our soul is here to carry out a really beautiful mission. And if we're out of alignment with that and self love, which we were talking about before we started recording, if we're out of alignment with that, then something shows up for us to take notice. And that's what I help people with.
I absolutely love that. And I love too that you're coming from that analytical science kind of background. And I think that gives a lot more opportunity for more people to start to recognize that they can have more options in their life. Very powerful.
Yeah, I think it's nice to have a combination of, the kind of tangible scientific side, as well as the fact that I'm obviously a galactic channel. But I feel that it really helps people come home and they're like, well, I'm actually physical as well. I'm human as well. I might be a soul having a human experience, but I am physical and I'm in this physical world. And I think when something happens in our life, we don't understand it. If we can get a sense of an understanding, oh, that makes sense, then we can then go to that place of saying, right, okay, what is my soul trying to tell me about this? What hidden vows do I have? What might it be? Yeah.
Very, very magical. I have brought you here today as a small get to know you before our spring equinox
Mm,
gift giveaway, the growth in motion. I have four questions
perfect.
specifically around that. This is around the emotional, physical, spiritual, and self-identity. So we'll do the
Oh,
emotional
wow.
first.
Oh, so is this, so does this,
What is one emotional lesson you had to learn the long way? I love the phrasing of that. What is one emotional lesson you had to learn the long way?
I love that. That is so cool. So the long way was definitely about not giving my power away. So I would say that the key thing, I'm a mother. I have two children. They're now nearly grown up, but I was in a relationship where I 100% gave my power away, and I ended up being a single parent with a baby and a toddler, so a 11-month-old and a 2-year-old. And I brought them up myself, and I ended up, and that really showed me a huge amount about myself and what I was prepared to accept in a relationship. And then, of course, that was a domino throughout the whole of my awakening to my full stepping out of the closet, that kind of thing, right? So I think the long road was all the times that I'd given my power away, not just in that relationship, but as a child, and of course, previous lives as well, and ancestral, but definitely as a child. Yeah.
Ah, this is so huge.
Mm.
When we do any inner child little you work, that is
Yeah,
essentially what we've done is given our power away right from the get-go
absolutely.
in listening to all the different things that are being said to
Yeah,
us.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I attracted that relationship because of my own beliefs about myself and the worthiness that I didn't have at that time. And it was a beautiful soul lesson. Hard, but beautiful soul lesson.
Well, and I
Mm.
think we have to understand, or at least those of us who've recognized that those
Mm.
hardships that we've gone through are a life lesson or a soul lesson.
Mm.
And just putting that to voice here today probably alleviates some of the feelings that
Yeah.
other people may have when they've experienced something that's difficult too.
And I think as well, Sandra, like if I can do it, anyone can do it, you know. And mine are 18, my daughter's 18 now and just about to have a baby, and my son is nearly 17. And so they've grown up into these, gorgeous beings. And yeah, it works if it's meant
Yeah.
to.
I want to
Mm.
say something else that you just said. I want to point it out is
Mm.
you just said that if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Hmm.
And I want everybody that's listening to recognize that wherever you are on your walk of life, if
Mm.
you are looking at somebody that you think has done so well in their life,
Yeah.
note that they've been right where you're at some
Yeah.
point in their life
Or
and
even
made their
somewhere
way.
else. Yeah. I definitely I chose to become a single parent. This might help people. And I literally had no idea how I was going to pay my mortgage. I had no idea how I was going to feed my kids. This was a long time ago now. But I knew it was the right thing to do. And so in that moment, it was complete trust. It was like, this is the right thing to do. And that's why I say, if I can do it, you can do it. Because I came from that place and now I'm in a very different place. But I'm fully living my mission. I've been doing it for a long time now, but I'm fully living my mission and helping others do the same. And, it just goes to show that you have these, I would call them awakenings. You have these awakenings. And if you're going through something like that, or something where the rug has been pulled from under your feet, know that your soul is taking you on an incredible journey. Yeah.
Thank you so much for speaking to that. You ready for the next question?
Yeah.
So this is the physical.
Phew. Whew. Excuse me.
Salute. Where does your body feel strongest right now?
Oh, um, and it says my physical body.
Yeah, whatever. The
Mm.
question's yours.
Well, I actually do feel very, very strong. I 3 years ago, I decided to get a personal trainer. Now, that is not somebody who takes you to the gym and you end up doing loads of cardio. Personal trainer that I have helps me to build strength and alignment. And I just think it was the best thing I ever did. And it really does, like one of the things that I think about our physical body is that, we can do all this spiritual work, which obviously we do, and we can align to our God self, we can align to our source, we can align to our higher self, we can work with our guides, but we're in a physical body, right? And we have to look after our physical body. And I find because of the work I do, I sit down a lot, I'm quite often teaching here and so on. It was really important for me to find something to keep my physical body strong. And so I would say actually pretty much the whole of me is very strong. Yeah.
I'm really happy that you're speaking about this. What's coming
Mm.
through for me right now is
Mhm.
this realization, I guess, of what I've been personally doing.
Yeah.
I made a decision a couple years ago to start walking and walk a
Mhm.
lot. So I made a goal, step
Yeah.
goal on a daily basis. And
Yeah.
for 4 months, this past 4 months, I have suffered greatly because I've been so adamant at keeping that goal. And really recognizing that these last 4 or 5 days where I have dialed that back to less than half of that goal,
Yeah.
how much better I am feeling.
Yeah.
And so what I'm hearing you say is that really paying attention to a lot of different aspects of the physicalness. It's not just about, like you said, the going to the gym and doing the cardio. That most people think, oh,
Yeah.
I got to go lose weight, right?
Yeah. It's not really about that. Hmm.
And
Yeah.
and you're really looking at your um, uh, creating the golden years to actually be golden years.
Yeah. Because I mean, I have a lot to do. I'm 56, and well, last year I was 56, and I don't feel I'll ever retire because what is that anyway? And
Yeah.
so, I need my physical vehicle to be carrying my soul, for a long, long time. And I just think, treat it like a temple, really. And that doesn't
Yeah.
mean I'm, restrictive or anything like that. I'm a vegetarian, but I eat pretty much whatever I want. But I'm not strict with it. But I think what's really important is getting a beautiful balance with really, connecting with your higher self, of course, and listening to your soul guidance, but also getting out in nature. And we live by the sea, we're very lucky, but getting out in nature, going for walks like you do, Sandra. And for me, it was finding a routine where I literally just show up. My personal trainer is online. I do 50 minutes three times a week. It's the only way I would do it. If I had to go somewhere, I wouldn't do it. Yeah. So it was good for me. And sometimes I even don't want to do it, but I still show up. And by the end of it, I'm glad I did. Yeah. So
There's
it's very important. Mm.
there's another little cue to people. Just show up.
Yeah. Just show up. Just show up. Yeah.
Yeah.
The same with
Uh,
everything. Just show up.
yeah, I'm an avid mountain biker. I would much rather
Oh,
mountain bike
wow.
versus walking.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, so this walking, the fact that I'm letting go of the
Yeah.
stringent thing that I did with it is actually feels like a big relief off my shoulders. So everybody just pay attention to what your body really needs. And it's small changes. It's not drastic changes, it's small changes. And like Susan said here, if you're unable to go out or if you choose not to go out, there are options.
Loads of options. You can do something on YouTube. You can do, there's loads of things like Pilates and Tai Chi and, all sorts of things. And you find that the more you connect with your mission, well, I found this with people, the more they connect with their mission, the more they connect with why they're here, what lights them up, the more you kind of listen to what your body needs. And I think you become much more aware of, like you said, I was pushing myself, maybe, you're pushing yourself a bit too much. Actually, it's okay not to push yourself as much. You still will benefit from it. It doesn't have to be so regimented, Virgo, right? It doesn't have to be so regimented. Mm.
Exactly. Thank you for throwing in the astrological piece into that.
Yeah, I'm an intuitive astrologer, so I love astrology.
But ready for the next one?
Yep.
So this is the spiritual aspect now.
Oh, this is so much fun. I love the way you're doing this. So we just don't know what we're going to get, right?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Okay, so what does faith mean to you personally?
Mm, that's a big one, isn't it? Faith. Well, it's not religious. So I don't have a religious faith, although I was brought up, confirmed into the church as a Christian. I I probably wouldn't call it faith. I'd call it more a knowing of who I am. So I suppose to me personally, that's about there's nothing outside of you, i.e., a man on a cloud called God. There's nothing outside of you that is making your decisions, controlling your life, judging you, or anything like that. Actually, you are your director of your life. And I suppose faith or a deep sense of knowing would be I remember, thank you, the guides are saying, yeah, in remembrance of who we truly are. And as we come into that remembrance, we come into trust. And I always say when I'm teaching is that the more you trust yourself, the more you remember who you are, and the more you trust yourself, the more your guides and those around you can actually come in and support you and be there for you. And so there's more trusting with help from the universe. So it's a long answer to a very short question, but faith for me would be remembrance, remembering that you are your own director of your life and no one else is on a cloud saying, no, 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 you can't do that and you're bad or, anything like that. I think it's really important.
Well, and I want to say something to what you literally just ended with there. Uh, that version of God is the man-made God that you just said there about him standing there saying no, 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 because I think that like whatever. God is who God is with regards to each soul who believes or doesn't believe or whatever.
Yeah,
And I love
exactly.
that. What you said about faith, though,
Mm.
so powerful. And there's nothing wrong with what you said about God either, because I was born
Yeah.
into Catholic, and I'm not a practicing Catholic. I was definitely confirmed and baptized in the whole
Yeah.
nine yards. So,
Mm.
however, what I believe in is that everything out there is for me to experience, and
Yeah.
stepping into that. And what you said about faith and trust,
Mm.
those words are so interchangeable. It's very interchangeable. Like
Yeah.
I have to have faith, or I'm being invited. I really just like this phrase,
Mm.
I have to. I'm being invited to have faith. I'm being
Yeah.
invited to trust
Trust.
that I've got everything I need, and really step
Mm.
into the energy of that, because when I step into that, then it becomes so.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So you are, your director, and also you can notice what is showing up in your world as a mirror. And then you can say, wow, I'm responsible for me. I'm not handing my power over to somebody, a man, a woman, whoever our God might be. I'm not handing it over. I'm not saying you have all the answers. I'm saying, wow, actually, I'm responsible for my life. I have the answers within. And that to me is like chirping in. And that's like the holy grail that we are, it's Mother Mary actually. And Joshua, right, standing here. They were working with me before, actually, but they're standing here, and they're really coming in strongly. And it's very much about, you know, the religious sense of who we are. They say is one way of looking at faith, and another way of looking at faith, they're saying, is in remembrance that we too walked the earth plane, but we did not direct anyone. Mm. So it's not about anyone directing you, it's just about being that representation of
Yeah.
faith themselves. Yeah.
You have come such a beautiful full circle, because we spoke about the power, like
Mm.
giving your power away at the beginning of this,
Yeah.
and here it's taking that power back again.
Yeah. But also
Beautiful.
knowing that these beautiful beings, for example, Joshua and Mother Mary and many others, that yes, they might have walked a life earth plane where there was a connotation of religion, right? But actually, the truth of who they were was not that. And it's been changed, let's say, to suit those that felt they needed to control. Yeah.
I think we're very much on the same page there.
Mm.
Let's move on to the self-identity question. What identity are you stepping
Ooh.
into next?
Wow, good question. So I never expected to be an author, and I am pretty much a third time author. My book, my next children's book is in the publishers. So I have an adult one, a child one, another one. I never expected to be an author. I definitely did not plan to be a speaker. That all happened. I feel the next part of my identity, I am a spiritual teacher, but I feel the next part of my identity is taking the new light workers into the
Mm,
world. So I have a program called the Ascension Practitioner. I'm teaching Ascension practitioners, but I feel like it's really helping the next level light workers. I don't mean that in hierarchy, but in the sense of light workers helping people come into that remembrance, remembering they can heal their bodies, remembering who they are, remembering that they are all equal and there's no hierarchy with anything. I feel like that's where my soul is guiding me.
that's so beautiful.
Mm,
So beautiful. Uh, so my last, yeah,
mm,
I guess I shouldn't say it's my last question, because you never know. When we talk about, this is the spring equinox that's coming up.
yeah.
And in fact, you have two gifts coming in that.
Hmm.
One is the quantum portal of self-love, which I think is just really, really powerful for this time of what's going on in the world. And also how the VIP gift is how to connect and build a relationship with your guides. And that's for those who choose to have the VIP experience. All of these things are geared towards the growth in motion, which is what has been really brought in this year for the spring equinox gift giveaway. What does growth in motion mean for you?
I think it's pushing ourselves to the next level of out of our comfort zone. So I think it's very easy for us to stay in the part of us that we know very, very well. But where we get our most growth is just stepping out a little bit and just feeling, if I really could light up the world, if there was something that my soul is guiding me towards, and imagine there was nothing in the way of it, what would I be doing? That takes you to that next level of visibility, maybe, or takes you to the next part of remembrance. And I think that growth in motion is not standing still and saying it's for other people to live their mission. It's for you to live your mission. You are here during this incredible time of expansion, and you're very important, very important. And as Marianne Williamson, and I paraphrase, said, who am I not to shine? Because when you shine, it gives permission for others to shine too. And that's definitely paraphrasing because she said it differently to that. But it makes sense, right? That when we shine out in the world authentically, we have to discern now, I think. But when we shine authentically with who we really are, not perfect, not having it all together, then that's a growth, because people can really resonate with you. And that's where I think we're going. And that's growth to me and emotion,
Wow.
not perfection.
I love that. Authenticity over perfection. Boom.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to say before we wind up?
I prefer to see
Please
if there's
do.
anything my teams want to say. It always comes through so purely then. So, yeah. So what they're saying, and this is the Galactic Council, they're saying that I'll let them speak. Actually, it's much easier because I get out of the way. So they're saying, we wish for you to see yourself as we see you, as we see your light in the experience that you are having, as you call yourself human. We see the light shining through you. We see complete perfection. And we ask you to see yourself in the way that we see you. Do not see yourself as imperfect. Do not see yourself as unworthy of this experience that you've chosen. See yourself as we see you, as a divine light on this planet. Which was your choice? And so it is.
Thank you so much, Susan, and the Galactic Council. What a
You're
treasure and
welcome.
a gift you've given us today.
Oh, thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you. And I hope your audience enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah. So you can catch Susan's gifts as well as her speaking during the gift giveaway on the spring equinox growth in motion, March 17th to March 25th. Thank you so much again, Susan. Thank you.
Thank you.